Hey everyone, Caront here, welcoming you back to Wild Arms. In the last episode, we made our way into the Dragon Shrine, where we ended up finding lots of crest graphs, a new fast draw for Jack, a boss that actually used a lot of Jack's moves in Lady Harkin, the Sea Guardian Lucadia, and the new Triton rune, which, actually, I will go ahead and equip on somebody. Let's see, who could use this rune the best here? Thunder rune, that's not it. Triton rune, Vitality and Defense. I think that's more Rudy's bailiwick, I guess. So, maybe not. Let's see. Triton rune, Vitality, Sorcery. Actually, let's see. Whoa, that's a lot of strength drop. I think I will put it on Cecilia. So, yeah, there we go. It drops her sorcery and magic a little bit, but not all that much. So I'll take that. All right. So now we have the outer ocean available to us. So first off, we find a bottle with a message. South of here is the Isle of Conflict, where fighters level 30 or higher compete. Well, we're relatively close to that, actually. We're not all that far away. But really what we need to do, sail south here and find ourselves another bottle with a crest graph. Sweet. Now the path I generally take when I'm exploring is to go along the coast here, because there's a couple of places we need to go before we go all that much further. But we will find ourselves new enemies, the Horned Helms. Now, as I did in the Dragon Shrine, I'm going to go ahead and equip the Thunder Ring back on all my characters, because all of these suckers in this ocean are very much weak to thundery stuff. So go ahead and basically just have at it and watch as these guys all get the first turn, because they're really fast. But they die really easily thanks to the Thunder Ring's efforts. Now, unfortunately, what I did not do was try to queue up Jack's fast draw technique, which we picked up from the Lady Harkin fight, and it looks like I will not get the chance to employ it here because I was a little too hasty to kill things. Oh well. But anyway, we'll have plenty of opportunities to learn it as we go along. Now, I try to keep myself oriented on the map because we have a pretty good bit of sailing to do before we get to the first, really a few destinations that we're going to be taking on here. So, oh, there's the coast. Okay, and we have a couple of new enemies along with it, the Hammertail and the Summerell. Now, these Hammertails can be really tough because just like their cousins in the Inner Sea, they are very physically defending, I guess. They're very tough to hit, so you need to be careful as far as how you go after them, especially because they also hit reasonably hard too. Alright, well unfortunately Jack did not learn the fast draw with that attack, but hopefully he will learn it pretty soon. We may not get much of an opportunity to try in this battle because everybody's hitting like crazy, and it's all going well from us on a battle perspective, but not so well on the whole Jack learning fast draw perspective. At any rate, there you go. Pretty good experience, decent money, and a party that is in need of healing. There we go. Okay. Sail on, keep on going down the coast here, and let's see, I believe we should run across another bottle relatively soon. I remember seeing one when I was exploring it in previous playthroughs. There it is. There we go, we get another crest graph. So just go ahead and... we've got another new enemy, the Gilmore. Almost sounds like I should have Happy Gilmore running around hitting golf balls at me. Anyway, let's give this whole fast draw thing one more try here. See if we can try to learn it on camera, and we didn't learn it with that one. But we've got a weaker Gilmore, I guess. Now, these guys can hit pretty hard with their water guns, so you'll want to be careful. Try not to get on their bad side too much, I guess, to keep them from really going after you. But fortunately, though, it doesn't really hit Cecilia very hard, so we can just go ahead and kind of keep at this. Alright, come on, learn that fast draw, Jack, learn it! Please! Please learn it on camera so that everybody can see it! And not that time either, darn it. Oh well. I might just have to learn it off camera and then show it to you in a little bit. Especially since those guys are now dead, so... Okay, Jack levels up, that's nice. He's now level 29, I believe. Yes, okay. So he's 29, And the rest of the battles that we're going to be having here are going to be off camera. Hooray! Now, what you do want to do, head on shore here and head up into a battle with the Lizard Man, which took about 10 seconds. Anyhow, head in here to the Isolated Guild. Now, you heard the guy in Adelheid mention that there was a place where advanced magic was studied, although I can't really know how in the world they knew that, but this is it, or, well, one of them. There are several locations around the world where you can find this, but this is the best spot. And the main reason for that is this gentleman over here on the left who looks all nice and spooky. I've been living here as a hermit for the last decade researching the higher forms of magic. Now I want to share what I've discovered with everyone. I'm thinking of moving my lab to Adelheid. I believe there is no limit to the power of elemental magic. I'm willing to work even harder to prove this. And whoop, off he goes. Now, if you go to Adelheid from this point forward, he will be there, and he will be ready to teach you advanced magic. Now, next up, talk to this lady here, who looks a lot like Sister Angie from Caront Abbey, and she wants you to try her new potion. It is gruesome tasting and smelling, but if it flashes green, you've just been healed. So basically, it's a free in visit whenever you visit one of these places. Now, if it does turn red, then yeah, you've been knocked down to 1 HP, but you can talk to her again, and if it flashes green, you're re-healed. But the real reason to come to one of these places is you. Oh, you beautiful lady, you. This is the Magic Guild. You can assemble advanced magic here. Try it. And we have 19 crest graphs that we can make nice, wonderful magic with. You notice you've got your usual white and black spells. And what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to be here for a bit getting magic and arranging it, I'm going to cut away and not bother you guys with it, but I will show you the byproducts of it in just a minute. So hang tight, give me just a second, I will get some magic together and I will see you guys right back here. Okay, enough magic getting and moving around for me, I think. Let me show you what I ended up picking up. You go in here, and I've separated the old spells from the new spells. You see, I picked up about actually 9 white magic spells. I'll show you the 9th one in a minute. And then 10 black magic spells. So you see, Life 2, Revive Full HP, Protect All, which basically is protect for the whole party, thus the name. Cure All, cure the whole party, again. Lifesaver was basically what I consider to be almost Life 3 in a way, although you see I've got a different one there. But it prevents fatal blows for an ally. Any attack that would be a fatal blow, especially the instant death moves that you would see, this one prevents it. Then you've got Teleport, which is fantastic and takes you to wherever you need to go, pretty much. Heal cures status effects. Life 3, in essence, if you cast that on somebody and they end up getting their hit points taken out, they will continue to live, which is always nice. Cure 2 recovers full hit points. Then you've got your all spells or your group spells for Earth, Fire, Ice, and then Air or Wind. And then you've also got Lightning. You have Osmos, the real Osmos, which absorbs magic from an enemy group. I will mention also, I renamed the former Osmos Magic Leech in commemoration. We also have Discord, a spell that I don't use all that much. It lowers the hit points and ability of an enemy if it connects. There is one specific instance in which I use this a lot, and we'll see it as we go along. Then Lucky Shot, another attack or another spell that we don't generally use very much. But again, there is one specific instance in which this will come very much in handy, and we will see that as we go along. Then you have Holy and Evil, which both attack with that element directly. So now Cecilia doesn't need to cast Holy Blow and Evil Blow on herself in order to actually use it. And then there's one more spell. I mentioned I have 9 white magic spells, and you only see 8 up there. Well, I had a creative little name for the 9th one. It is in the original game's lexicon the spell Hyper. It doubles attack power for an enemy. But I figured, you know what? We can get a better name than that, so I named that one Hulk Smash. Double the attack power of an ally, as you see. Now, one thing also I will pose to you. I want you, if you're watching and you want to participate, if you have a better name for these spells, any of them or even all of them, then let me know. Propose them to me. One thing I will add, well, a couple of things I guess, don't make them obscene names or anything like that, of course. Let's keep this in good taste. But also, keep in mind, these have to be within a 10-character limit. Any names that are larger than that, I have to cut off because, well, they won't literally fit. But anyway, if you have better names than I do for some of these, by all means, go ahead and contribute them, and I will see about changing the spell names accordingly. So, now that we've got all that in line, I will rearrange all the spells after we finish up, or basically off camera, so let's go ahead and head out. Now, you might be asking yourself, Self, where in the world do we go next? Well, first off, I need to take care of something that I really should have taken care of a long time ago, but didn't, and now I get to do that here. So, hit teleport, and I'm going to go over to Baskar Village. Hooray, we don't have to, just sail and run all over the place to get to towns anymore. Woohoo! Now, why, might you be asking, did you go to Baskar Village? Well, as it turns out, I missed something. I missed something very important. And yeah, I have to admit, a little bit embarrassing when I figured it out, because we ended up in plain sight of everything missing a crest graph. Oy. But anyway, we're caught up now, so hooray. Alright, so we've gotten that taken care of. Now we can just make our way out of here, and we're pretty much done with that. Okay, so now that you've found that, you silly genius you, where do we go after that? Well, probably what we need to best do is now teleport to Port Syme. Now, you could take the ship and sail, of course, but this is better because we find ourselves right there and actually very close to where we need to be. So hop on the ship and pick up a bottle with another crest graph. So we've gotten 3 of them in the outer ocean area out of this, just basically on our own. Now head up this way, and we want to dock at this shore here, where we run down and down, and then run into enemies that are going to appear in the next dungeon, so I'm actually just going to save the bio for them. I have not yet learned the fast draw, doggone it, but we will learn it hopefully soon. Now come here, and you come to an area called the Forgotten Ruins. But as it turns out, it's not really a ruin per se, it's an old house. And this old house doesn't really have much in it. We do have a bullet clip, and we have yon item here. But before we pick it up, let's read some books, shall we? An old diary. Deep inside a heavily sealed ruin, I found a small life trying to hibernate. I don't know how important this will be to my studies of ancient remains, but I will take this little life to the outside world and dedicate this short life of mine to it. Next up, the forbidden life that stepped into the realm of the gods. Is this a result of the legendary battle with the demons? Distorting people's minds, making fools of their lives. The realm of the gods we should not have tread. This little life is from the time of legends. This little life uses the forbidden powers as if it were a toy. What did the people of 1,000 years ago expect from this little life? And then finally, this man-made child grew up among us. Surprising, this child knows what pain is, although he was built as a weapon. If it can learn pain, then it can learn compassion. I find myself communicating with this man-made child as if I am his parent. Yes, this child is more human-like than anybody else I know. From this day forward, this will be my grandchild. His name will be... The end. This actually is some character development which we will see more heavily developed later on. But keep those things in mind for now because they will come back into play a little bit later. And of course also we pick up, if I can pick it up, come on, let me pick it up, the Ocarina. And no, not the Ocarina of Time, this is not Zelda, but there is a memo located under this thing, so let's see what it does. the Giant's Ocarina will call the registered golem to the controller's location. The existence of Homecross, the successor to the golem which was built during the battles of 1,000 years ago, has been confirmed. Someday an active golem will be excavated. Then it will be a great chance to try the ocarina. I can't wait. Apparently you can, because it's just sitting there for us. So, we have an ocarina, and we can call golems now. But you can't call them in a forest, so what we're going to do is jaunt across the bridge here and see if we can employ our new little instrument. Just go ahead, tap this thing, and we have a golem. So now basically, if you are able to fit through areas, you will no longer need to worry about random battles on the world map, if you really want to. Now first thing we can do is head across here and go to a shop where we can find new weapons for everybody and new helmets. So let's go ahead and go shopping, shall we? We've got enough money. Alright, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and buy Cecilia's stuff. Yes, let's equip. And then go ahead and get that for her also. Then let's see, I've got Jack's. Ooh, wow, lots of attack power, but also lots of money. Alright, and I'm going to have to sell stuff, I think, for everything else. But let me go ahead and get Rudy's helm here. Yes. And I'm going to actually go ahead and sell off all of the weapons, really, that remain here. Because we don't really need the Mystic anymore. Or at least we don't need it for most of this stuff. Now, I am going to keep the white robe because I did not pick up Lock State, and that actually still can come in handy, but pretty much everything else I think I'm going to go ahead and sell off, because most of the spells that we can get, well, we already have them now. So let's go ahead and get rid of all this stuff, and I maybe shouldn't have sold that, but, oh well. Anyway, let me, actually, I think, okay, he's got the reflex, so that might actually not be a problem. But I'll hang on to these for now, just to make sure that I don't sell off the wrong thing. But go down here, and I'm going to sell off the rest of this stuff, with the exception of the white robe, because that's the one thing I really see myself using from here on out. Alright, the Ruby Beach, and then sell off all the headgear, because we don't really need it anymore. Alright, Rainbow Wand, yeah, we can get rid of that. Serenade, Extinction is extinct. My grand hat is no longer grand, and the headgear is headless. So I think we've taken care of that. We can go ahead and buy. Oh, we got almost all of our money back. Nice. So yes, equip the hybrid sword and equip. Oh well, we've got all that. Okay, yeah, everything else. And then you notice we can buy potion berries. So I think I'm going to take me up to. Let's take us up to 50 of those, I think, and then we can finish out the heal berries, and we're good to go. Alright, so that's pretty much that. Head over this away and get back on our ship and sail south. Well, southeast, I guess. Because our next destination actually is on this shore right here. Now, one thing I am going to check up on off camera is to see if the area here, if the cave here, is the absolute next place you need to go, or if there is one or two options. Because, as a matter of fact, there is a bottle on the ocean that talks about a completely different place. But we're going to go ahead and go through here now and enter into the Wandering Isle. Alright, so, Wandering Isle, way out in the middle of freaking nowhere. And there's a guy here that says, if you stay on this path, you'll come across a place called the Sacred Region. No one has done any excavation of this ruin. It doesn't look like a ruin to me, it looks like a lot of landscapes. There is a lake that keeps any dream chasers from going there. If only there was a shallow spot to cross. Don't waste your time. Well, we have an ocarina, so we can waste plenty of time, thank you very much. Now, head up through here, and we run into our first battle of the Wandering Isle, which features the Myconid. Now, fire is definitely the order on this one, so go ahead and switch off those thunder rings, and probably put your shields back on unless you have a fire ring in your inventory, and then obviously go with that. But I don't, so whoopsie. Oh well. Anyway, just go after these guys, and let's try to learn that fast draw again, and let's show off that new fire spell, actually. Fire 2! For fire everybody, pretty much. And the fast draw is again not learned. Darn it. And then Cecilia gets brutally attacked, which sort of hurts, actually. But it's not going to be a big deal because Rudy kills it anyway. So, see you later. And we get a fair amount of experience for such an easy fight. And then we get more potion berries when we just bought some. So go through here, and ooh, that's a lot of purple stuff. Alright, now what you want to do first is go up the right-hand path. Because, well, actually go up the left-hand path? No, there's nothing there. Okay, right-hand path here. And run into a new enemy, the Wyvern. Now this thing has a very high evasion, so you want to be careful as far as any attacks that you toss at it. But I suspect, I don't remember, but I suspect that Earth is its undoing, so I'll go ahead and attack with that. And watch that thing attack me, and it's still, again, not too terribly hard, but it does take its toll to some degree. Alright, come on, Earth, do your thing. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so, not too bad. Lots of experience, but pretty much no money. Alright, so what you need to do here is, basically, trapeze across with the grapple and actually hit the grapple point. Come on, Eric. There we go. Now, this is in essence training you for what is to come. No grapple point there, I guess. Because, basically, we're going to run into a room a little bit later that has a lot more in the way of grapple points than this. So, go ahead and head over here, and we come to Yon Cave, which we just need to dash around in, pretty much. Okay, and we've got a couple of new enemies for this one, the Die Fighter and the Mayan, which actually was the enemy I fought when we were going after the Elk Arena, but I wanted to show it here. So, we've got these guys here, and in essence, just go after them as you normally would. I'm going to see about using the fast draw on the Mayans here, because it is a group fast draw. And just for kicks and giggles, let's see about showing off that fire spell, shall we? And then we watch the Die Fighter cure a Mayan that has not yet been hit. Good job there, AI. Oh well. Anyway, we should be able to take care of these guys easily enough, I think. And then we have Fire 2, which is basically fire for, well, at this point, just one enemy, so it's a waste of magic, but still a more powerful fire spell for a group and not just one person. That's right, you Jack, you will learn this fast draw. You will learn it, sir. And you will not learn it in this blow either. Yeah. Okay, I need to look at this luck when we get out of here, just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Oi, oi, oi. Okay, so let's see. How lucky are you, Jack? You're all best of luck. Oh, good grief. Okay, I don't know why he hasn't learned it yet then. It's just a stroke of bad luck, I guess. But anyway, head around this way. And we come out to... this is going to take a while. And as a matter of fact, I think I'm going to leave this off here because we've been jaunting around the ocean and we've found all sorts of good stuff. So, next time on Wild Arms, we're going to navigate this whole area here and see if we can make our way to this ruin that the guy was talking about. So, thank you guys for joining me, and I will see y'all later.